Okay, well, then with Yun's back, do we still have Dark Wolf hanging out in chat? She might have. I don't know if she's gone off to sleep or whatnot, but as Casimir is sort of in the background providing some color commentary here and there. And we'll. It was laggy for you. Well, Black Wolf. I still appreciate it, and hopefully it'll clear up for you. I'm happy that you enjoy our show enough that that it causes concern when you cannot consume it the way you wish to. Okay, so speaking of consuming, how am I going to consume you all as characters in this story? We're discussing possible, I guess,
That's not.
routes of entry into this inferno, and as well, look, Miss Mercury can simply say as well. It's noble if you want to go in and try and help this Bambardalus character, but he might have just signed his own death warrant. He might have just wanted this to end the way that he did, and you could be useful doing so many other things.
We're wanting to solve the mystery of the tower.
Ever since it popped up.
Ever since that it popped up, it's a potential risk to the whole city. We need to find out if it is. Because if it's something of an infernal nature, then it might need to be shut down. Which could affect the economy of the city at this point.
Miss Mercury, she says, if I can play a devil's advocate, in a sense, the city
Phrasing?
may
Phrasing?
It's a bright kind of day. The city seems to have it contained. In fact, it might even be useful. The Shatterkai, not the Shatterkai. Sorry, I was looking at
Shadahar.
I was looking at Shadowkai for someone was asking about a character. The Shadahar. The Shadahar seem to even have a plan to use it and be productive.
They do, but they don't know what they're into. We don't know what we're into. We don't know what this thing is. And using it as a power source without knowing what it is could be catastrophic.
Well,
At the very least, it's a research endeavor. At the very most, it's a way to rescue our friend. Bambardalus is our friend.
I won't stop you from doing what you all wish to do. I can simply, well, I'll assist you as best as I can. I can try and find this Grimhilder character, or I can make the armor into a key. I could, if given time, might even be able to devise another way to get inside. This is all, of course, at the last moment.
Time, Miss Mercury.
Why doesn't Jaden tell us how they feel about the armor? I mean, we don't know what they're willing to do, but we have the armor right here, and it's easier to turn the armor on than it is to go find Grimhilder. But I mean, it's not really my
Grimhilder
decision.
could be miles away.
I mean, I don't think it's someone that we want to find anyway, just from what you've told me. She seems unsavory.
We definitely want to find her. We definitely do. But we don't
Yes, but it's a matter
necessarily
of
have
what
to
you're
do it
going to
right
do when
now.
you do find her.
Well, I was planning on disintegrating, but I mean, if you have other ideas.
That's
mean,
forward.
Yes. She's definitely a threat. If push comes to shove and we need to destroy her in order to make this key, is that what you're... Is that the route that you're thinking, Mercury?
I don't think that anyone needs to be destroyed. It would simply restore the armor to its original state, and this armor might just
She's
be
not
a
gonna
key to
help
allow.
us.
Not without persuasion.
Well, I was planning on disintegrating, but I mean, if you have other ideas.
Might, that's forward.
I
Very
Forcible
Forceful.
persuasion.
It's still persuasion. Of a kind.
But
Yeah, it's a descent of persuasion.
yeah, she is not a friend of ours. She's not someone who will willingly help us.
Well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend and all that. But,
So
even without that, just break her legs.
so if your proposal is that we ask her for help, that is not going to happen.
I'll ask her for help. I mean,
I
it
was
depends.
talking to Mercury, Cypher.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, it depends on what you mean by asking.
No, I
Asking.
understand the difference. You are semantics debating here.
Do you want me to go with you? The research
To-
opportunity would be immense. I think that
That is up to you.
Do you want me to become the key?
Would that mean you would have to wear the armor?
At least taking that route, yes.
Then we should really leave that up to Jaden.
That is up to
I mean,
you.
you're absolutely welcome to come with us. Safety's not guaranteed. We've only done this once before. But you can definitely come with.
This is not safe, any way we look at it.
Clearly, it isn't. This is uncharted territory. It's though the potential to learn what it could be, or even by learning what it isn't, could also reveal what it could possibly be. I might be willing to take that risk. I would need to get a change of clothes. I would probably need at least a day to supply myself. It's night anyway. I don't even know if night makes a difference there, but...
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it doesn't. But Miss
That's
Mercury is right.
conjecture.
I'm
Who
going to
knows?
go.
A day here could mean 1,000 years there.
I hope it's not that
I
different.
really hope not, but who's to say?
By that logic, Mordecai, they would already have passed away due to old age.
I suppose
I know
you could
you're- I
always
know you're-
try sending someone in, like a scout. If Jaden became the key to go in and maybe out, you could send Jaden in and see, or I guess I could try.
I think we
wearing
should
the
all
armor.
We are
we
not
should all go
separating.
together.
No one is going alone.
At most, I would send in my magic eye. We could open the gate and send a magic eye in. But beyond that, no, we all have to go together.
It's your decision whether or not to use the armor, Jaden.
Yeah.
Miss Mercury is offering to be the key, but she requires the armor.
It would be perhaps the quickest route if time is of the essence. As you're here, the armor's here, and the cursed seal is here. Otherwise,
will
we
do
could
it.
try and find
I
Grimhilder.
said that. I stated it earlier. I will do it myself. There's no point in putting another one at risk, and I'm already doing so, and I knew the risks signing up for the job.
Well, then
That
we
hasn't
should...
changed.
And the 5 of us are a team, so we're all not going alone. You're not
Sure.
doing any of this alone. So, it's just a matter of whether or not you want to come with us, Mercury. Otherwise, we're going to go prepare.
Well, I would need time to prepare and to put the seal back onto the armor, and time anyway. Perhaps I could send some kind of a shopping list with you if you're going to go out. Then I can give you the things that I might personally need, as well as my own.
If you have the cash, I will go shopping for you.
Yes, I should have some money on me. Yeah.
That's good. I don't have much cash. So,
Oh, all right. Well,
I
wow, this is an unprecedented event.
You will possibly die. Just putting
Yeah.
that out there.
yeah, we do a lot of things that are unprecedented.
Well, I understand that. I mean, if
long
Professor
as we're clear.
Cytherius has lived in, well, he's been a professor out in the field for, I presume, a great long while. He's actually doing the things that I end up teaching in a classroom. I suppose
Just
it's
making
time
sure
that I.
that we are clear.
Oh, I believe you're as clear as glass. And she looks over at the door, and it's all frosted. Not that glass, but glass.
Then I'm going to go shopping. I don't know about any of you, but I'm going shopping.
Yeah. Well, I don't really have anything that I need to do. Are we still going to be able to head out tonight? It seems like it seems like the sun is already set.
Yep.
Had the sun already set? Matty said the sun was
Yes.
setting. Okay, so it seems like the sun is already set. I don't know if we'll be able to go tonight, but if we can, then
At the earliest convenience. So then, the time for talk is over. The time for action is now.
Time for action was 10 hours ago, so already late.
well, I mean, 10 hours ago,
Time.
we didn't know what we needed to know. So anyway, yeah, do you want me to go with you shopping? I
don't mind the company.
okay. Unless somebody needs me to do something else. I did kind of want to talk to Miss Mercury, but it doesn't have to be right now.
With the investigator's permission, I'm going to simply set up in her office and work on the armor.
Very well then. Any materials you need?
I think I have what I need in my bag. Well, the things that I've taken out of the bag.
Very well. Jaden moves to a side room, and after a lot of shuffling, things moving around, some clicking, some ratchets, you're pretty sure some chains or something like that. Wood sliding, a whole bunch of noise. Eventually, yeah, comes back. He has a large pouch and places it in front of Mr. Silverleaf. For expenses, anything else that we may need, there's no point in all of us going. If you're just going to end up gathering supplies, I'm pretty sure that should cover most of what you're going to need for at least the next year.
Alright.
Why, someone came into a windfall.
Someone has
Sure,
been
figure.
preparing for this sort of thing.
I can
Sorry,
also
how much are you
write off
giving
the
me?
reason.
Pardon?
My Discord's derping, so
Oh, the pouch contains 3,000 gold pieces.
That's a heavy pouch.
the heavy pouch.
Looks at the professor, like I said, preparing.
Why, yes, definitely. I can help you reimburse part of that cost, as it's for a research endeavor. I can write a requisition to
That's not going
My
to be here
institution.
right away, is that?
no, that'll
No.
be reimbursement for later.
Then do what you need to put in the paperwork. I'm going shopping now.
Right, you go shopping, and I will get onto this paperwork to reimburse the investigator. Thank you for your kind generosity in this matter.
Yes,
Well,
definitely appreciate it. So I am assuming that Mercury has given me a list of what she needs.
She will. This is in the immediacy. Like, you've decided this is what you're going to do. All right, I'm going to go shopping. she's gonna
Yeah,
need at least a little
he's-
bit of time to write things out and to not
Probably
hours or
writing a
days,
list.
but I mean, she actually needs to.
That's the only thing Mordecai is doing, is getting that listing going.
Okay.
So
Then
I imagine
without
probably
worrying
not
about the specificities of a shopping trip, because we can do that in like off time or off to the side. What are you doing in this nighttime preparation? What is your
Shopping.
intention? Yeah, shopping for Mordecai.
Just to get
Um,
supplies, that's all I need.
Cypher will be preparing notes and poring over the information, preparing himself for the kinds of things that they might find, because know thy enemy is a big thing, and probably also polishing his gauntlets and making sure that he has the right weaponry in his mini arsenal to tackle what needs to be tackled.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna go with Mordecai. I kind of wanted to talk to Miss Mercury just about her magic stuff, but it's not very pressing. And I mean, I'm gonna want to prepare spells in the morning, so I should probably turn in early. I don't think we're gonna make it out of here tonight. And then that's all. I mean, I have plenty of food. I don't think I need anything other than what we would be shopping for.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, are you staying with Miss Mercury? You don't necessarily have to, Jaden, but if you wanted to stay and watch her work on the armor, you may.
I will. There's only one thing I want to end up getting done, and I think I'm going to save that for before the sun rises this morning.
Okay. All right. So then, Mordecai and Bright are leaving the Wild Cherry, or at least initially, like right now. I mean, Jaden, if yours takes you out, but you're waiting till the sunlight comes up. And Professor, just to be clear, you're staying behind as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So as you two leave the hotel, there is the omnipresent, the glow, the beam of the tower that shoots up through the night sky. Like, if you've ever seen the Luxor beam in Las Vegas at night, kind of, big signal up. You're seeing that. However, you're also seeing at a distance a great amount of lights that are they are up in the sky. So you're not close to the water right now, but even so, you can still see it over. There's not like 200-story skyscrapers or anything here, but you can still see that there are some. There's like a string of lights in the sky, and there are people that are murmuring and pointing, saying that must be the display. And there's kind of people that are like going towards the harbor district.
It's curious, but it's distracting.
Okay.
This seems like a job for Peggy Sue. She can go up on the rooftops, and then every so often I can check in by looking through her and see how it looks.
Okay. Yep. No problem. So yep, Peggy Sue boing, spawns into existence in a delightful little poof, and you send the cricket up to the rooftops.
Well, she's not really a cricket, but yeah.
Oh, what form is she in right now? I'm sorry.
She's a bird form.
Oh, sorry.
bird
From the angle, the cam was blocking what you held up.
Oh,
Gotcha. All right, so
sorry.
she's a little burb.
Big pudgy
Yes. She's very round.
Oh, welcome Raiders. Fiara the Tank Girl, thank you so much for stopping by. Hashtag found the D&D SCP Foundation. Where was it hidden this whole time?
Oh no. D&D and SCP. That's a dangerous combination.
I mean, that's just the monster manual, I think. Or at least like Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. But welcome everyone from the channel. I hope you all had a lot of fun. Let me also give a quick shout out. The Tank Girl. There we go. And so you all were also playing the D's and D's. Well, welcome. I hope it was a lot of fun. And you're welcome to talk about it in chat here as we're continuing our own session. All right, so Mordecai, you are eschewing the lights in the sky. I guess talking about SCP stuff, the strange lights in the sky. You're on the mission. Bright, you are also on the mission, but not before you send up someone who can oogle at the lights in the sky and maybe give you a better view every now and again.
Mordecai is very focused right now.
All right, then. Geez, you have quite a limit. So let's do this. Because of the hour in the event, it will be. We're gonna have a little mini kind of a skill challenge, in order to see if you can find a place that would be open and able or willing to sell to you here. It shouldn't be anything too terrible, but we'll add a little bit of chance, because such is life. We go out to find.
Bright should know where a magic shop is because she's been to one before.
It's not the location of the shop. It's like 10 p.m. at night, and they might not be open, or they might be leaving to go see what the big event is. Now, if you don't care that someone's in the store while you go in and shop, that's different. But presuming you want to go in through the front door, be greeted, and have customer service in a traditional fashion, that might be the issue.
All right.
I mean, let's see. Do I have my knock spell? No. I never have it ready when I might need it.
Thankfully, Jaden always keeps his boot spell ready. Or, yeah, whatever. It's the boot spell.
That's okay. If I don't have knock, I can just use fireball.
Yeah, right.
It's
Fireball.
the number one answer.
Just yes to every question ever. Just
I'm a powerful
fireball.
wizard. I went to wizard school.
I cast fireball.
Show me
it's
fireball.
A 15-foot room. I didn't stutter.
It's like, didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast fireball.
But
Oh my.
yes,
No, when you need to make sure that you don't have collateral damage, the boot spell is very useful.
Also, when you want to guarantee collateral damage, the
yeah.
boot spell is very useful.
Useful. Exceptionally useful.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to roll a d20, and if you all meet or beat my number, and you can stack both of your +1s if any of you are floating. Let's see. We actually do have.
Let's see. I still have one. Yeah.
I have one.
Actually, I think I have two.
I
I
gave you
think I
one.
also have two.
I vaguely remember getting two. Somebody
I
just gave me
have-
one in chat.
Yeah,
and then there was one
lethality
for
has one to
lethality.
Bright, and Coffee, you have one from Cold Spark.
And then I had one on my sheet from 4, but I guess that's expired.
Yeah, just to keep things like I have that open, so we'll keep it unless there's a circumstance where I'm like lock it in because this is like a super. I mean, if we're in combat or something. Now I have been floated some by people who want to give you a fun challenge. I guess that's what I'll label it as. So Quingar has given me one, and Crumdrade has given me one.
And
Dark
gave
Wolf,
Red Level.
you've been betrayed from within. Dark Wolf has given me a DM bribe, and Shadamura actually
That's not fair.
that one went to you. So Bright, you actually have 2, and Coffee has 1. I have 3. I'm gonna use all 3 on me. So if you want to pool yours and cancel my 3 with your 3, that's fine. And hey, iTyrant Games, thank you very much for the raid. Hello. But I'm going to roll a d20, and I'm going to add 3, and then I'm going to... or I guess what I'll do is have one of you also roll a d20, and you can add whatever points you want to pool up if you want to save any. That's your call.
Are we
Is it
just
a
doing
skill
the flat
challenge, or
roll
is it
20?
just like a random roll?
This is going to be a straight-up roll.
I just did D20
flat
no
with
modifiers.
d20 plus
Plus...
ones?
Yep, plus any ones here.
Multiple plus ones.
What is it? We're totaling ours against yours?
Yep.
If
Yep.
you wanna.
And if you meet or beat, then you find a shop that's open. Otherwise, the odds were not in your favor, and you will have to wait until
The morning. That's fine. Yeah.
Well, we're almost out of time for the session, so I guess we might as well use them.
All right.
I
Want
mean,
me to
I
roll
feel
it?
like we're gonna be a little luckier tonight than we would be tomorrow. That's what I meant to say.
George! Juju! Who's making the roll?
I will roll.
All right, I'm
All
using
right.
all 3 of my points.
We're using all 3 of ours. Let's do it.
Oh well.
Oh!
Fudge
Oh.
nuggets.
4 plus
All right.
3 is 7. Hey, I could roll lower.
Nat 1.
I
Nat
could
1.
roll lower.
Juju.
It's not
Bad.
showing.
The bad jujus.
I can
Hex
roll lower.
Did it actually go, or is it just roll 20 being stupid?
It should be. I think it's roll 20 being stupid. I hit the enter button. I hit
Yeah.
/R 1d20 plus 3.
I'm not seeing it yet. Yeah.
Hello? Oh, the message went through. I don't.
Try your dice again.
Yeah, I guess the dice roller bot is. All right, show me potato salad. There it
And they
is.
say there's no cocked dice on roll 20.
Yeah.
Cacked.
This one rolled behind the sofa.
Yeah. See, you all saw it too. That there's that seam. There's the crevice right here, and the. All right, so I got a 13. So unfortunately, Mordecai, you are not able to find a place that is open for normal business unless you want to have some risky business. Now, that being said, risky business would just be breaking and entering, or you could try
I'm
Well,
not good at that.
Between the two of us,
nefarious
we're guilty
places
of-
that might be dealing in, this is and that.
Yeah. Between the two of us, we have 5 counts of manslaughter. So I think maybe breaking and entering is not so bad.
Yes, yes, incrementalism.
I'm not good at that, so I don't want to attempt. But
What do you mean you're not good at that? I'll just go in and open the door for you. Let's find him. Okay, so, did you find? Okay, so we know we went to the magic shop because we know where the magic shop is, right? Because we've
Yeah,
established
yeah.
that
There's
the
yeah,
magic shop is.
there's a place like I know it, and you go there and they're closed.
just
They're
not
closed
open.
for the evening. Yeah.
Okay, but then you also said that there might be some under the table kind of dealings.
Yeah, there would be some I don't know, like black market, or at least not like, hey,
Yeah.
this isn't a respectable magic shop. This is a place where you can get magic
Yeah,
items.
I think that sounds just perfect. Why don't we go do that? Come on, Mordecai. You've been in the circus. You know these kinds of people.
yeah, I know these kinds of people. Sure.
Well then,
Is that an insult against circus folk?
I have to
It's
throw
the-
shade once per session. That's my flaw. Throw shade every session.
Sure, I'll go do some shady shit.
Yeah. You do all the talking, and I'll do all the So yeah. So what do you want to look like?
What do you, what, what did I look like back then? Maybe I'll look a little
mean, it
less
can-
conspicuous.
It can be anything you want.
Let's go half elf.
Ooh.
Half
Ooh,
elf,
half
kind
elf.
of shady person.
Okay. Any particular style of dress?
A little bit drab, but old
Yeah,
fort.
keeping with the fashion of the times.
Or Mask of Horns.
Okay. And then
Grungy Mask of
I
Horns.
okay, and then I am going to be tiny little ragamuffin human with just a splash of elf. And if anybody asks, we'll have some obvious family resemblance.
Okay.
And I even
Alright.
know the language, so that'll come in handy. So that'll be a seeming for us.
Okay. Yeah. So Bright, you're just like a quarter elf, but by weight. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right.
And Mordecai looks at himself, and it looks really weird.
Yeah. In fact, your
Alright.
teeth are also not fangs. Well, the fangs are not fangs.
They appear not to be.
Well,
I still
I
feel
don't know.
them there, but they appear not to be.
I guess it depends if Bright was that attentive.
I mean, he didn't say anything about fangs. He said half elf.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I guess you got fangs.
Well, no, he wouldn't have fangs.
You wouldn't have fangs because
No,
of seeming.
because regular half elf.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh! I thought it was just an exterior, not a. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So
I had to change his whole look.
yeah. This is Oh wait, does
He
this
kind of looks a little like Casimir, but just a little.
does seeming get rid of your tail also? Because I know alter
Yeah,
self, it's
I mean,
like
it-
it's invisible.
It's
you
an
can still
illusion.
trip on it.
Yeah,
but-
it's an illusion spell, so
Okay.
it won't be visible, but it doesn't physically disappear. It's just not visible. So he'll have to kind of keep it curled up.
Oh yeah, just tie it
So
around your
that
leg.
Not
or
nobody
that he
steps
something.
on it.
does. Not that he doesn't keep it curled under. Not that he doesn't keep it close anyway.
Right.
It doesn't sway all that violently. He's never hit anybody with it. He's very dexterous.
Uh-oh, Casimir over here is the heat is rising.
Oh no, no.
All right, so a half elf and a wee babby human are
Quarter
walking
elf.
to the docks district, I guess, to do some shady dealings. Get some potions after hours.
This is going to be so much different from doing this with Noralai.
You did this with Noralai?
Not successfully.
Well, thankfully you have someone who is a little bit of a sweet talker on your side. I know how to charm just about anyone.
I love this conversation is happening while you're walking in. Not successfully.
I'm a charmer. So,
um,
let's go see if I can charm some people out of things for fairly cheap.
Yeah, and I'm a charmer too, just not in the same kind of way.
In an adorable kind of way, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
yeah.
That's totally what I meant.
All right, let's have a little fun, and I will not use pit fighting for this. But let's have a little bit of fun regarding this.
It could turn into pit fighting.
It might, yeah. I'm always open for that being an option.
No, because Mordecai is bad at that.
You could be really good at it. You just choose
Mordecai.
not to eat a bunch of strong people first. All right, let's. So what we're gonna do? I will resolve this in a similar fashion to. I will resolve this in a way similar to crime. However, we're not necessarily having you like. You don't want to break in. It sounds like if you don't have to, but rather you're fine trying to find people who, you know, they might have the goods. They might sell it to you higher or something, but it's a non-traditional storefront wink. Or maybe the potions are sold pretty cheap and the person looks like he's got a scoop pretty soon. And it's a no questions asked sort of a thing. And
I'm
so
okay with this.
what I will do is I will allow you, both of you can decide, do you want to set a DC at 10, 15, 20, or 25? and bigger discounts, or I guess better selection, will open up with a higher DC. That if you pass this test, it'll open up to you. Otherwise, maybe nothing. Maybe this is actually a night where everyone's just like, nah, it's not worth it getting pinched today because all the cops are in the harbor area for the ceremony or whatever. Not ceremony, but for the event. But yeah, you can
Kind of
choose.
skills are we looking at rolling?
Let's see. We would be looking at to attempt a crime. The character makes 3 checks. Normally, it would be a dexterity stealth, a thieves' tools, and then a choice of investigation, perception, or deception. And so what I can do is I can replace this. You'll set the
None of that I'm
DC,
good at.
and then we can have a. I'm still fine keeping that last one, the choice of 3. And then one would be a. We don't need dexterity stealth. Instead, that would be a spell casting. It'd be a spell casting check, effectively, to see if the magic is either if it's holding up or if it passes muster, because criminals would be wary of illusion and deception as well, to see if your magic can hold up. So we're gonna have a test against a spell casting check. We're gonna have a test against your choice of one of those 3, and then dexterity using thieves' tools.
I mean, that's not the sort of thing we're really doing.
No, we wouldn't need that. Instead, in order to, I guess, you need to be able to check the quality of the goods. Let's not necessarily insight. As for what do you have as like side skills, or like I know you have like Tinker's Tools proficiency or some kind of a
Disguise kit. That's it.
disguise kit. Bright, you have calligraphy.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't
others,
planning on doing this with mundane tools. I have all kinds of spells to do this sort of thing with. So I wasn't really planning on doing it with my calligraphy set.
Yeah, I was
identifying
more
stuff,
looking for
that's,
persuasion or performance.
what are the special skills that each of you have? Do you remember
mine
how
is... Yeah, mine is like stone cunning, but for writing.
Okay.
Mine is is history checks or something related on tinkered and mechanical things.
Okay.
I mean, you know what you could do? If you did want to use insight, you could make it an intelligence-based insight, because no one has forgery tools. Forgery kit.
Oh.
Like, I mean, I imagine the writing thing would probably help, that if you were buying scrolls, you'd be able to use that to identify a forged magical scroll. That's if you didn't want to just go ahead and use something like identify.
Yeah. Well, I was...
Because, I mean, that is the spell. That is why this spell exists.
I have a whole spell that's just for forging things right now.
Yeah.
So I would consider myself prepared to do forgery. That's just not the way it's apparently to be done.
Sure. What we'll do then is so yeah, you have the multiple choice. You have a spellcasting check, and then we'll go for either a wisdom-based investigation or an intelligence-based medicine. We'll kind of swap up the traditional. So I don't know, that could be a weird niche that one of you might be really good at here for you.
Sure.
So go ahead and select your DC, and then we're gonna make those checks.
Each, or is it as one? Is it each or is it as one? Because I'm not comfortable going above DC 15 for that. Then.
This would be. I would need at least one of you to make one check and the other to make 2. If one of you, I guess, wants to do all 3, you could.
Yeah. No, I'll do the spellcasting.
Or
what were the other ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other is a either an intelligence-based medicine or a wisdom-based investigation, to kind of swap around the what's being tested, and then the final would be either Well, if we're gonna do an investigation, I'll take that one off, and we can replace that with something else. But it would be a perception, deception, or I guess we could replace. You're looking for magical stuff. We'll do an Arcana
No.
instead.
I think deception or perception would be perfectly fine for Mordecai to do.
Perception would be good for me.
So, why don't you make it a spellcasting check? The intelligence-based, either the int-based medicine or the wisdom-based, then that one would be your choice, and then do the perception check last. Right,
And
doing
Bright,
the
you can, Bright, you can do the first two.
Yeah,
If you want
that's
to do
fine.
the int-based.
Okay, and then what would you like to set your DC at then? If you're trying to challenge yourself to find, you want to try and find the rare stuff, or are you just going for basics and you want to
15.
pound out a 10? You want to go for a 15?
No, so the main thing Mordecai, what are the things that we need here, right? We need fire, heat resistance potions.
Fire
And-
resistance, protection from evil, and
Okay.
whatever Miss Mercury needs. No.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
generic list, and we'll worry about that.
Food. Yeah. And
Yeah, I'm not so worried about
kind of
food.
am
We
looking
can
for a
get
bag
that
of holding.
anywhere. Oh,
Just because, put stuff in.
yeah, that's
Because-
what they're for.
Because we're going to be carrying a lot of stuff if we're going for, planning for whatever. And that includes, food and all that. So,
There's nothing above uncommon there. Rod Evil Good is a first level spell, so if you're looking for scrolls, those are... I believe those are even common. Bag of Holding is uncommon.
that doesn't
potion
rarity
types.
doesn't matter. Yeah, that's the only specific item I'm looking for, but the rest of it is just what we can find.
Yep. Okay.
Because if we're going to be carrying a lot of stuff, don't want to be encumbered if we're playing with any encumbrance rules, because I'm already
Yeah,
encumbered by money.
We've
We threw
been
them. We
considering
put
it.
encumberment away.
Yeah.
We did encumberment for one session and then we stopped.
If you're reasonable with it, I don't need to micromanage. If you're 1 pound over. But yeah, I mean, if you're
I'm
carrying,
a lot over. I'm carrying all the money.
you'll want to get those converted to gems, and then you won't be over.
Gems or platinum pieces.
Yeah.
You're back.
Okay.
But-
So anyway,
Well,
Right.
then just the scrolls, the potions, and food and water.
yeah. So
Okay.
I think 15 is plenty adequate here because we're not really looking for the moon.
Nope.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
not
it's
looking
right
for
up
anything
there.
specific.
What if you did want? This is the DM. If you do want to go higher and you do achieve it, then maybe you end up getting something that the seller didn't know what it was, and it would be like something rare or a nice little treat on the side. But if you want basics, then yeah, I mean, set it for a 10 for common stuff, maybe 15 for uncommons. But if you did want to go higher, I'd be open to oops, he exited. This person didn't know what he or she had, and oh well.
So, just to be clear, if we set it at DC 20, and we match that, do we still get the stuff that we commonly wanted, like food, water, scrolls, potions?
Yeah, food and water. I mean, you don't even need to. We're just really rolling for what's the good stuff that you get.
Yeah.
The magical stuff.
Yeah, the magical stuff. Because if you want to buy mundane food and water, then that's fine. You'll be able to do that even at this late at night. Maybe especially because there's an event, there's market stalls and stuff that would still be open for food and water.
But,
It's not magic items. But if you set it
Potions and scrolls,
higher.
so-
If you set it higher and fail, then it would just be that no one had those items that night. It's still a risk and reward. So you might walk away with food and water. You might get a corn dog and a thing of cotton candy. It looks like Bright's hair, but you might not get the magic items. So that's I'd be willing to give you extra stuff, but at the risk is you might not get any magic items, including a basic heal potion.
Then DC 15's fine.
Yeah, I'm good with the 15.
Okay.
'Cause
Sure.
we're not shooting for the moon. We're looking for basics.
Okay.
Just to see it for risk.
So go ahead and roll a spellcasting check.
Just-
right?
Just
Like an
intelligence,
intelligence check?
or what do you want me to do for that?
Well, no, because you're add your proficiency and your intelligence. Effectively, just make a spell attack of some kind.
Spell attack.
Oh, spell attack. Okay, I have those.
Okay.
20.
Yep. So we beat a 15. Okay. Now I need one of you to make either the wisdom investigation or the intelligence medicine.
Yeah, I'll do the intelligence medicine one.
I'm not proficient in either. Oh, nice.
Wow, that's a 25. All right.
We
so
should
got
have gone for
a
higher.
20 and a 25, and then lastly was the charisma deception, wisdom perception, or the shoot, I forgot what the replacement one was.
Intelligence.
I'm gonna make
Arcana.
it.
Yeah, Arcana.
I'm gonna make a perception check.
Okay, make a perception. Ooh, nice. Look at that. 20, 25, 26.
We should have
wouldn't
gone
have
for
won a-
20. We could have gone
Yeah,
for
but I mean-
25.
I mean, honestly, I would say definitely consistency over risk, because we just need the
Oh,
we just
for
need the
this,
low
yeah.
item.
So,
No,
yeah,
we made the right decision. It's just knowing the dice. You know,
Yeah.
we could have done better.
Hindsight.
Hindsight's
Yep.
20/20.
Who could have foreseen
No,
this
hindsight
happening?
is 20, 25,
Right.
26.
That it is.
Who'd
All
know
right.
what would happen? Divination wizard. Okay.
Well, I don't have my portents right now.
Uh,
At least not a good portent. If I wanted to make us fail, I could do that.
We don't want that.
Okay, so yeah, you certainly are gonna find. I mean, so like the common and uncommon stuff that's reasonable that you've talked about, and we'll work out the costs and everything on the side. But you can find someone who is looking to offload some potions, and over the course of this, what I will throw in not a material freebie, but as this is taking place on the docks and. You all are, you're waiting because you got to find the person, then he kind of goes and gets someone. I mean, Mordecai, you've had to buy Luciferase. There's kind of a procedure, like you got to talk to the scout. They go talk to the people, and they bring the stuff out, and it's kind of like that, except it's just with these potions that probably weren't brewed by the people who are selling them. And so as you're waiting at the dock area here, or even just around the time, it's not going to interfere with the deal. But I'll give you a little bit of extra special fluff here. There's a loud buzzing coming from the skies, and you see during this deal that the lights have gotten bigger. The lights have gotten bigger in the sky, and you can make out better now, especially because it's both closer and you have dark vision. That this is maybe that huge cargo ship that you saw after exiting the Feywild. Or if it's not a huge cargo ship, it's another ship that is as big. You are seeing a massive ship that is being escorted by several other smaller airships that would have been like the ones that you're more experienced. The kind of the troop transport ones that maybe carry 50 people or so from the desert. And there's a couple that are flanking on each side. And however, it's coming in, and Bright, I mean, you're going to be able to see this too. You have dark vision, you have a familiar, so this isn't exclusive just to Mordecai, but Mordecai might twitch his ear first because he's just twitching his perception.
Perception 27 passive.
And it looks like it's gonna land, except it's not gonna land. It seems to be heading down towards the water, and not necessarily in an uncontrolled way, like something's bad, but it's definitely coming to like set in the water itself. While the escorts are still remaining, they're still remaining in the air. And there's a lot of cheering, a lot of, and it seems like when everyone's distracted by this is a prime opportunity to, I guess, to do some illicit activity or some after-hours activity. Because a lot of people's attention are there, like, oh, wow, wow. And there's a big kersploosh. And just, people are like, oh, the wave is coming in, the wave. And so there's even a rush of people that are sort of like giggling and laughing as there's just this huge wave that pushes forward. That makes all the boats just bloom, bloom, bloom up and down at the docks. and a big wave just kind of splashes over the docks, and a couple of people are like, ah, and whatever, they're stood too close, maybe they're washed out, maybe someone will dive in, I don't know. There are police there as a part of this. However, this thing just lands in the water, and it is floating. It doesn't sound like it's straining its engines at all. It's there, and it is slowly coming into the harbor area closer and closer. And now that you two are getting a good look at it, this thing almost looks like a whale. I mean, it's huge. It's rather it looks rather cylindrical, except it does have a rounded front. And just with with those otherworldly engines off of it too, almost like fins. It has an almost whale-like a whale-like feature, and then the nose of it opens up, creating an even bigger almost appearance like a whale, as it has a large mouth. And Bright, you can see that the tongue of this whale is a cylinder itself, and is approximately 10 and a gnome feet wide. And what starts to happen is the engines begin to make that whirring up sound, except it doesn't begin to lift out of the water. There's just a moment where they're spinning, and there's just this, everyone is, huh, what's happening? And then a gout of water begins to pour out of the 10 and a gnome wide pipe in its mouth. And there are also some other, I guess maybe little like spigots or faucets or something, hoses along the side. And water just begins to like arc out of this thing. And it does a very slow turn in the harbor. And you just see water just pouring out of this thing. And people are cheering, and there's all kinds of ruckus at the harbor. There's also a lot of boos and cat calls and go home, Shadahar scum. Boo. Are you sowing seeds of discord and discontent, Mordecai? That's its own skill check, but you can do it.
Maybe.
And so just as you're thinking, like, boo, go home and such, several fireballs arc from someplace on the docks, and just pound into the side of this large whale-like airship. And there's a couple screams, and there's then some very isolated clouds formed directly over this ship. And from those very isolated small clouds come very directed lightning bolts that begin to rain down on the ship as well. And the I guess the common folk here in the harbor are sort of like, yeah, this is all part of the show. That's not part of the show. No, the Hindenburg landing was not supposed to be a part of the show. Everyone was supposed to walk off of that thing. And there are some spells that are starting to rain down, and there's a mixture of joy, because people either don't know, they do know, or just at the cacophony of light and sound that's thundering throughout. But the airship is coming under magical fire from, I guess, hidden agents somewhere in the darkened docks, along where all the cargo boxes and all these and other ships, or even just like in the water themselves, may be. I mean, Bright might be able to attest, if she's in a little floaty ring, she can still take her fingers and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle up to the sky.
I'm looking around. I want to see if I can spot anyone who is casting a spell.
Where you're at would be, you wouldn't be able to tell if someone was casting.
So I have a couple of questions. How far away are we exactly?
You would be a couple 100 feet from the the edge of the docks, of like the harbor area.
That's very well placed. So, Mordecai, do you have your teleport handy?
I do.
So that means that if we get into trouble, I can say, "Hey, Mordecai, save our ass," and you'll do that, right?
True.
Why don't we go get into trouble then?
Do we want to go get into trouble, Bright?
I mean, I usually do. That is one thing that I did successfully with Norlai.
Get in trouble. I'd be curious as to see who is popping off spells.
Yeah, why don't we go take a look? I mean, it's all going to go by too fast. I'm probably not going to have time to use detect magic to identify them. But there's some other stuff we can do. So why don't we go take a quick look? If we have time.
We have time. Do we have time? Do we have time?
Out of
Daddy?
character, do we have time?
I mean, Mordecai, you were the one who was rushing the supplies, and you got the supplies. It's just while you were making the transaction, this huge ship landed in the water and is doing a little display, and some ne'er-do-wells are opening up fire on it.
So we've got everything we need then.
We're
We're not waiting on anything?
Depending on the final list, I mean, it could be like, I don't know, you're going to have to meet us over here because the crates are moved into an alley. We don't have them here.
I would assume that we're moving in that same direction anyway,
your checks are successful such that your list will manifest. If not in the immediacy, because, I mean, if you just go like, hey, I want a loaf of bread and a canteen of water, okay, you got it right here and now, that's fine. But, you know, depending on what's on there, they might need to go and scrounge up some supplies because the owner of the shop forgot to lock the back door.
Right. If we're not waiting on anything, or if we're going in that direction anyway for the next phase of the pickup, then...
You would not... You were purposely going towards the water. You'd be going out of your way to do that.
Yep, so you'd be going out of your way to go towards the ship.
Yeah. Because the hotel and everything is behind you where everyone else is.
Well... Do you have a fly spell ready?
Yeah. I have enough fly for both of us.
Quick fly, then. Oh god, I'm scared of heights. Okay, let's do this.
It's not a fight. This is a recon operation. Just like we're going to be doing tomorrow. Once we rest up from this and hopefully it didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be level 4 for both of us.
Okay.
And I'm sorry that I don't have enough spells left to change your appearance anymore. All I can do is put you back to your normal self.
That's fine.
Okay.
So in that case, we're flying in the direction of where the spells are attacking the ship and go investigate to see if we can find out what's going on.
Okay.
Quickly.
Make an investigation? I need one of you to make an investigation. I need the other one to make a perception. You choose who's doing what.
Yeah, I think that's pretty
Perception.
obvious.
All right.
Jeez,
All right.
all around today.
So Mordecai, you're like, it looks like the fireball like traced back in this direction. Unfortunately, the clouds are just manifested over the thing, so that's kind of directionless. You can presume, well, I guess within 100 or so feet. That's kind of how most spells work. So you're able to pinpoint, and Bright, 16 is still good enough in this case to try and calculate a trajectory of where it may be. It will take. Let's see. You have a flying speed of 60, so if you're double moving, so it's 120. So it'd take you a couple rounds to get out there.
Yeah, we're Naruto flying.
No, okay. So you're not even using your arms to fly. Got it. Okay, so you are zooming out there, and okay. As you... sorry, we've got to do one more. Oh, wow. Okay. So what happens is you're flying out in the direction, like Mordecai's kind of pointing, and you're calculating this. You're kind of helping-ish each other, not really help action, but still, like you're figuring it out. Maybe some other clues, and the escort ships are no longer lined up, and they start to pivot, and there's just a moment of silence before you just hear boom, 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 boom. Several sounds of thunder rolling off of the ships, and there is some flashes that accompany it, and the harbor suddenly starts having a bunch of splashes in the water from whatever these things are doing.
So the splashes in the water originated from the escort ships or from the people on shore?
It would seem from the escort ships, because the splashes happen about like half a second after the thunder from the escort ships. However, the splashes are all in the water, and the water's spraying up everywhere. In fact, probably someone's I don't know. There's a little boat that came in with a fresh cabbage shipment. It just gets totally destroyed. Just the cries.
It's my cabbages!
That's a real shame to lose all that good cabbage.
I love that
I mean,
reference.
remember how
Kudos
much
to
time
that
we
character.
spent working on the cabbage, and now just to watch it all destroyed like that, it's so sad.
You can continue flying towards the source of the fireballs if you wish.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
we're sticking together, but besides that, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll reach that location in, oh my goodness, bunch of stormtroopers over here. That's actually going to be pretty bad. So more flying, and another salvo off of the escort ships, and this time there are some cargo boxes and other things that are just obliterated by the impact of something from the flashes from these hovering airships, and people are running and screaming, and they're like, war's broken out, and
Oh shit.
what are you doing? The cloud also dissipates, and there's not another fireball.
Oh shit.
That's not good. So did we get close enough to track down the people who might have been casting these fireballs?
Yes. You're much closer to the area than any of their fire was. However, you do not see anyone.
Okay.
Oh. Well, what's...
They're probably just invisible. I'm gonna cast a minor illusion, because I can do that without concentration. And I'm going to put it just on a nearby crate or wall or something where it's conspicuous but not super conspicuous, and it's just going to be writing that says, "We're on your side."
Okay.
Mordecai, do you have something you can do where you could maybe find them? I don't think we're precise enough to use locate creature on them.
Probably not. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. This is...
It's not that bad. We'll get through this.
They're attacking people.
And
Well, yeah,
just the sound of
we'll get through this. I didn't say everyone.
stone in the harbor shattering under impact. Crates and ships are splintering under under this force that's being projected from these ships. And there is
Does it look like on the ship they're gunmen or just cannons on the sides or
cannons.
something?
The escort ships have like gone into a perimeter and are turning and firing at where they think the sources of the spells are. And so it's putting you've flown over there. You're very close. However, I cannot hit the broadside of a barn, so
All right.
Okay, so
that said, it's getting kind of dangerous. I eventually,
Yeah.
statistically, I should be able to hit you with a cannon at some point in time.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
so what's gonna happen is I'm gonna use fabricate.
Oh, that's a casting
For-
time of 10 minutes, though.
Oh, well, we probably can't hide out for 10 minutes. Okay, good point. Good point on that. Why don't we fly up? I mean, they can't just be shooting just at us. They got to be shooting at somebody else. I don't know.
Right.
So I know fog of war and all that, but I'm kind of losing track of like what the ships are targeting. Does it seem like they're all targeting us, or is it still more general destruction?
No, they're shooting around.
Mordecai, let's fly up and get behind a building real quick so that we're
Yeah.
safer. Okay. Whoosh.
Okay.
So while we're on that flight, do you have any
Okay.
ideas for how?
Are they just attacking the people who are casting the spells? Because that could just look like a terror attack?
I don't know what
They're
doing.
shooting
I
in the
don't know.
dark at a harbor where people were shooting at the...
Are they shooting
Yeah.
aimlessly? That's the question.
I don't know. I mean, they're kind of shooting aimlessly, but I don't know if they mean to be shooting aimlessly. Let's.
I
Do you want to try to get?
This is
I mean, we can't just run away. We have to accomplish something.
do something. All right.
I don't know what.
Mm.
Does it sound like they're still firing? You know what I'm gonna do while we're hiding behind this building here? It's time for another. Peggy Sue, I need you to do some real quick recon for me. I need you to fly forward and please don't get smushed, but if you do, I'm really sorry. And fly on forward and keep an eye on those cannons for us.
The report of cannons is still audible, and it seems like from buildings or boats or other things that have been smashed, the lamps in the lamp oil have spilled, and there is a fire that has started in the harbor.
I don't know how to put out a fire, at least not with what I have available to me right now.
I'm gonna cast sending at Jaden,
Okay, good choice.
and I am going to say there's an attack at the harbor.
There's an attack at the harbor. I hope you are seriously kidding me. Alright, let me get suited up, and I'll be right.
You know, this is an out of character moment. I love that. Like, I genuinely love that. But Cypher would still be in the same room as Jaden, and I'm guessing if Jaden's looking concerned, he would look up from his work and he's like, "Is something the matter, investigator?"
It would seem that there is currently an attack on the harbor.
That's not good. Not good at all.
That is a
If you-
concern, yes.
If you get prepared, I can get us out there quickly.
Mordecai, I know I can sink at least one or
Yep.
two of these ships.
Alright.
I don't know if I can get back without you.
I will be setting up armor while that's the case, because apparently we were preparing for that.
So you don't know if you can get back without me. I'm staying with you. I'm not leaving your side.
It's pretty dangerous. What if we get hit by those cannons or caught by the people? I can sneak in, but once I can I can turn ethereal now. It's one of my abilities. I wanted to save it for a surprise, but so anyway, while I'm ethereal, I'm invisible and nobody can touch me, and I can't touch anyone else. And I could totally use that to sneak onto those ships, and I could cause all kind of mischief then. But I can only do it once because it's really hard. And once I do it, then I'm there. And I don't think there's enough of. I don't think I can do it for you too. But I can't get back without you.
I can be
I don't know.
invisible.
Okay.
It's part of my violin.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Does it work on me too?
No. I can only use it on one person.
Okay.
Only one time in a day.
Which ship do you want to take out? Do you want to go for one of the escorts, or do you want to take out the whale ship?
Well, which one's actually firing? The ones that are escorts?
The escorts are firing cannons down into the harbor to presumably try and take out the people casting spells. The whale ship, the whale ship started getting assaulted, like it's doing a slow spin because it was going to do like presumably like a 360 in a big fountain display, and it only got to just face out of the harbor, and that's when the spell started raining down on it. So
How
it's
far
still
away are we
it's still like trying to. It's kind of listing a little bit, and it's still trying to do its turn.
How far away are we from any of the ships? How far is the farthest one?
They're still. They were flying. They're still ways out. Probably. Football field is 300. Be a little bit. It'd be further than that. We're probably talking. So your deal took place a couple hundred from there, but they're still out in the harbor. Like we're probably talking 1,200 or so feet out.
I have dimension door. We could get within 500 feet, and I can get us on that ship in an instant.
Well, I don't think getting on is the hard part. I think it's getting home. I can't get home without you. I need you to bring me home.
Right. Then I'll get on the ship.
All right, let's go. So my cast is going to be etherealness,
Okay.
and Mordecai's going with invisibility.
Yep. I'm spending my one cast of invisibility for the day. Off of my violin.
Okay, you won't be able to see me. So I'll follow you out to the ship, and then once you're there, we'll get onto the ship, and then I'll become corporeal again. We'll have to fly blind.
Alright. You have a message?
It won't work while I'm ethereal.
Oh, well.
Once I come back, it'll work again. And yeah, I do have it.
Alright. Because so long as you're pretty close to me, I can send you a message anytime, a short one.
Okay, let's head on out.
And so, yeah.
Okay, so you're not flying, or you are flying?
Well, Mordecai's flying, but he's invisible. I'm flying, but I'll turn ethereal when we get within visual range of them.
Okay. Oh, etherealness isn't concentration. It just happens.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Lasts for a
Oh,
duration.
okay. All right. I was wondering because I'm like, oh, if you're flying, how is that happening? Okay. Okay. So you're both flying. You're gonna go ethereal, and then Mordecai is gonna strum
Be
his
invisible.
instrument and turn invisible.
Yep.
Well. Okay.
While Bright is flying me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just follow Mordecai, because I can see him, but he can't see me.
Would your fly hold up if you're on the ethereal plane?
Yes.
It doesn't really need to, because you have ethereal movement while you're there.
Oh no, I just meant, can you? Boy, I don't know if
I
I've
can
ever
maintain the
encountered this.
spell.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
maintain it, but you're on the ethereal plane, would that
It's
count as?
technically not another plane; it's an overlap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's kind of a moot point because being ethereal has its own style of movement that you use while you're there. But then,
Also
since you don't
Mordecai.
drop your concentration on the spell, once you're done with it, you still have it in effect.
Oh, it was more for Mordecai, not for you. Like, how would
Oh.
Mordecai continue to
Oh, yeah.
fly if you were phased out?
Oh, I'm still concentrating,
Yeah.
still maintaining
Nah.
the spell.
Okay.
Concentration doesn't break even over planar barriers.
Yeah, fly is not one of the. I mean, there are a lot of spells that say only on the same plane,
Yeah.
but fly is not one of those.
Well, there we go. We're learning things. Okay, so this is going on at the harbor.
Not
Jaden,
exactly how I planned to use these spells.
Are you want to suit up and you want to go? You want to run to the harbor?
Get there as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Gotta get there as quickly as possible. How far is the hotel away from the harbor?
Probably. It was more inland because you'd have to even go past the tower to get there. Maybe a mile.
Oh, that's far. All right.
Maybe not a whole mile.
I mean, a mile is like what, 5,000 feet?
Yeah. So
5280.
Yeah, 5280.
So maybe about 2,500, give or take a gnome.
All right, 25. Yeah, all right, 2,500 give or take a gnome. Right. So, Cypher is going to follow along with Jaden, and once we get to a point where we're about 500 feet away, I'm gonna expedite the trip through the rest of the trip through the use of a single dimension door if Jaden's willing to come along.
Certainly, as much as Jaden may hate magic, he hates wasting time worse.
Yep. So basically, as they're running along towards the harbor, once we get within 500 feet, I'm gonna Cypher's going to touch Jaden on the shoulder. It's just like, I can get us there quicker.
Okay, the armor hasn't been finished. Like, it's been kind of worked on, but it hasn't been finished. So, are you wanting to go without the special armor and wear something else, or just kind of grab something on the way out?
Still got the normal armor.
Yeah, I'll take the normal armor.
Okay. And Miss Mercury is going to stay behind and work on this.
And yeah, once we get within 500 feet, Cypher will bend the fabric of space and time itself to teleport the two to the harbor via use of a dimension door.
Okay. Investigator Stillwater's Miss Mercury will kind of grab your sleeve for a moment. If you're going to rush out and do that, if you're willing, take this. I can find you easier with it. And it looks like a little coin that has like a little, maybe a magical seal or a little circle, like some sort of geometry that's on there.
All right. Well, then I'll take it.
She looks at you and gives you a stern nod and don't die.
Don't plan on it.
Oh, I wasn't going to plan on you dying. Oh, you meant that. Oh, I'm sorry. My mind can get 2 steps ahead of me.
That's quite okay.
All right, she'll bid you adieu as you rush out of your investigator's office. Like you have your chain, your previously used. Wait, was it chainmail? Something like that.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you're starting to get it on here. Like some of it, it's you're pretty well practiced. I'm not going to worry about the details in this case. And you begin running down to the harbor area. The tower just continues to blaze and burn in the night sky. You're seeing even beyond it. There are fires. There's smoke that is underlit by fires at the harbor, and of course, by this time, the initial rush of people who are running away from the harbor are starting to, this wave kind of continues, and like, oh, the harbor's on fire, and oh, war's broken out. You're hearing people shout all kinds of stuff, and of course, there's people are poking their heads out windows, and
All forms of crazy nonsense.
oh yeah, of course. I mean, you could run down the street and go, if you lean your head out the window, you'll literally be decapitated. Huh? Half the block. It's nature. It happens. Okay. How to time this? All right, you're running, and you're going to get a boosty from lethality. From Professor Cypher. All right, then I can continue, but I'm going to take a pause real quick for either you, lethality, or if you're not broadcasting, if Gathering of Nerds as the group is, or for the rest of you, do you want to continue, or do you want to suspend here? I'm fine either way.
Suspend here.
Yeah, I would say suspend would be
Probably the
better
best choice.
because then we can also
Plus we
get
wanna-
Casimir in on it next week.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was the next thing I was gonna say. We want to give Wu a chance to come back.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Then at this point, we're going to say, Jaden and the Professor, you're running past the burning tower. You see this ahead of you. And so by this point, it'll still be a little bit before you can get there and affect things, meaning Mordecai and Bright are going to have some time to do whatever they're going to do with the ships. And then, I mean, you'll be able to see, most likely, whatever is going to happen as you're approaching the harbor area. But you won't be able to affect it until you're there, but you're running in on the way, and then I'll find out what Casimir would have been doing, because I don't know if he was sticking behind or if he just, I don't know. He's like, the couch in the lobby's really comfortable. I'm going to lay on it. Okay, kind of a Casimir thing.
Yeah, kind of a Casimir thing to do. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Mordecai and I are still on our way out to the ships,
Yes,
correct?
you are
we're
buffed
on our
and
way.
you are on your way to the ships in this moment. It'll be a while, like minutes in game time, until Jaden and the Professor would be able to be on the scene.
Okay.
Um,
So Mordecai and I will have time to coordinate before things start happening, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I
Because we have
I
some
suppose-
coordinating to do, I think.
Yeah, I think we do. The question I would have for you, Fluff, is instead of using etherealness, is if we just couple of dimension doors.
That's acceptable too. There's
'Cause
stuff
I've got
I can
plenty
do
of
if
spell
I
slots for it. So
if you have enough dimension doors. It's my only source of invisibility, and I don't want to get caught while we're doing recon.
yeah.
I mean, I have an invisibility spell, but it's not ready right now.
Then if the intent is to be invisible, then you can. Then we'll just go with what we've already decided.
Yeah. So
I'm invisible. You're invisible. We're both flying
yeah,
in a
but we're
different
not
way.
quite ready for the invisibility yet because we still need to coordinate first,
Right.
and I can't coordinate with you once I disappear.
I will say, you're on the ethereal plane. Bright, when you are ethereal, everything else about the ships appears that kind of translucent haziness. The engines do not. The engines appear solid.
Okay. Oh, that's great news. That's even better news than I was hoping for. Although, we probably won't. Yeah, okay. So I guess I'll just say the things I have to say to Mordecai right now. So once I go ethereal, I'm going to explore the ships and I'm going to look for weak points. I'm going to look for powder magazines. I'm going to look for anything like that. And once I identify them, if it's something I can just set on fire, I'll just set it on fire. But if it's something that needs me to do a little more, then I have a fabricate and I can shift the boat while I'm fabricating it, and that's gonna be pretty special. But then I'm gonna need you to save me. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, but I'm gonna need you to save me once it's done, or else I'll die, and I don't want that.
I am not losing you, Bright. I am not
Thank you.
losing you.
Yeah, and I'm not losing you either. As long as we stick together, we'll be safe.
Right.
All right,
No,
now let's split up and do this. Got it.
I have this plan that for the ships that you can't get, for the ships that you cannot get, I have this idea.
What did I tell you about thinking?
We'll see what happens next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to wind up for here. Lethality then to determine if I'm going to bed or not. Are you all broadcasting or no?
Honestly, I have no idea. I'm gonna assume yes, but I have no idea. Nothing has been said so far.
In that case, if y'all don't hold it against me, then I think I'll just go to bed.
That is fine.
Okay.
That's fair.
That is fine.
All right. So, hey, it's good to be back with you all. This is a fun and kind of unexpected turn of events that has happened, and
Because we have a couple of people who shot at tank ships, and the tank ships fired back.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
have
wasn't
no
really
idea
planning
what
on
the hell's going on.
now.
Like, what? Why did you accidentally a war?
I didn't accidentally award.
We didn't
The
do
war
anything.
happened while
It
we
was
were in-
terrorists.
Some other moron accidentally award.
It would seem that it would be several. This was definitely a coordinated attack, since the attacks came from different areas.
A resistance group.
Yep.
Yeah,
some kind of
probably some
resistance
kind
or-
of radical resistance group.
Yep. All right. Well, for those of you who got to go to bed, you got to do what you got to do. Death Angel, it's because we're winding stuff down. Yeah, they're dropping like flies, man. Where's hell, Death Angel Shadow? But yes, thank you all for your time this week. It was a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing just where this goes. Where the hell this is gonna go next week.
We had to throw a wrench in all of our plans.
I know. I had to describe a cool whale ship landing in a harbor and give you clues for things, and then this had to happen.
And then have people attack them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
it was
the wall-
beyond
the
my
wall is-
control.
The world is a chaotic place, and if they're gonna be chaotic, it's fine. I have this really neat thing called reverse gravity. I'll make them fly into the air against their will.
You all may get a chance to do a lot of things, so I'll draw it out. I'll draw out the kind of the basic scene, and you can go from there. So, all right. Well, then let's at least for purposes of the channel, while I may not be going immediately over to the Gathering of Nerds, for all of you in our community, hey, if they go live, they'll put up a signal flare in our channel for that on Discord. However, let's find someone. Who do we know, or if no one we know, who can we meet that might be able to use a good old-fashioned raid, and we can have some fun with a Matty raid.
I have food.
Oh snap! Yeah, you're. I imagine. Yeah, you're. Or did it just arrive? Because my goodness, it would have been.
No, it arrived a little while ago, but the delivery person decided to put my drink right in front of my front door while I had to open it.
Oh no! Oh no!
And so that contactless delivery spilt most of my drink.
Are you able to like leave that as feedback or something, or?
I can.
I mean, you
Probably
don't...
not gonna, but you know.
Oh.
I'm not a complainer. I got most of it. Oh well, I'm gonna bounce.
Alrighty.
Okay, Nuzzles, it is that time.
Yes.
That time.
Let's.
We probably should coordinate a little bit, Fluff.
Oh yes, we can
Hi.
coordinate in the off week.
Oh yes.
I
look forward
am.
to it.
I'm going to take us over to a channel called the Hall Family D&D board. It looks like it's a heads-up game, and if it's a family D&D board, it might just be a family sitting down to play together. They have a nice physical terrain set up, so let's go give them some support for a nice heads-up game. Especially, hey, if we're all locked indoors with each other, play some D&D with your fam if you can. So let's go raid/raid. And
Bye,
I will see you all
everybody.
over there. And then, of course, we'll be back on Wednesday. And there's a brand new Unearthed Arcana that dropped with some subclasses. And we'll poke around there. We'll talk about it. We'll create some characters. And for any of you who have an itch to scratch for minis, capsules and whatnot, I might have a couple of those floating around. Oh, I know, Purple Neko. I'm sorry. We're just finishing up. Some missing ones, too. What do you mean, Death Angel?
Night, everybody.
Night-night.
Good night, Nuzzles.